if you were criticizing him at the beginning of the year, which, by the way, he deserved because he was not playing well. I was one of the people that criticized him. You have to give him credit when he plays well. In the last 2 weeks, he's played well. So let's talk about the Texas Longhorns and in particular, Arch Manning. Arch Manning deserves a lot of credit for what he's done, especially over these last 2 weeks. I mean, in these last 2 weeks, 6 touchdowns to 1 interception. He had a touchdown on the ground as well. He played a team in Vanderbilt that was in the top 10 and a Mississippi State team that's a pain in the butt to play against. And he came back down in that game to come back and win the game. He's been very good. If you were criticizing him at the beginning of the year, which, by the way, he deserved because he was not playing well. I was one of the people that criticized him. You have to give him credit when he plays well. In the last 2 weeks, he's played well. I'm not saying I'm in on Arch Manning. I was out on him. I'm not 100% in on Arch Manning. I need to continue to see this, right? But he's heading in the right direction. There's no doubt about that. That Mississippi State game, that comeback was his come to Jesus moment. It was that, oh, no, wait, I can do this. I am very good. I have the potential to be an outstanding quarterback. And he needed that game. And what I really respect about Arch is that he just keeps getting off the mat here, right? Beginning of the season, he struggled big time. He didn't let it get to him. He just stayed the course. He stayed the course and he continued to just get better and get better. And again, I'm not 100% sold on him being this outstanding NFL prospect like people thought coming into the season. But what I said before the season was Arch Manning is going to develop over time. He's not going to come in and just be this elite, awesome quarterback right away. Now, he played a lot worse at the beginning of the season than I expected him to, but he's starting to get it together, right? He's been inconsistent, but over these last 2 weeks, you're starting to see it. You're starting to see, oh, that's what we thought Arch Manning was going to be. And again, if you're going to criticize him, you got to give him credit. That's just the way this goes. And look, if I end up being wrong about Arch Manning, after the UTEP game, I said I was just completely out on him. If I end up being wrong, I don't care. Doesn't bother me. You want to know what? Good for Arch. I'm rooting for him. You know, especially recently, he's been the butt of jokes on social media here. And yeah, some of his play has warranted that. But you want to know what? I have respect for somebody who is just getting it, right? They're getting all the jokes, they're getting all the memes, and they get off the mat and they say, oh yeah, you were talking all this? Look at this, right? Impressive stuff. But I want to talk about just Texas as a whole. Guys, Texas is not out of the college football playoff race. They're not. They have a chance to potentially make the college football playoffs. They play Georgia in Georgia. I don't think they're going to win that game, but there's a chance. Then they play Arkansas at home. They'll probably win that game. They're going to win that game, I think. Then they play Texas A&M at home. I'm not saying they're going to beat them, but there's a chance. And if they beat those two teams, there's no doubt about it. There's just no doubt about it that they need to be in the college football playoffs because they would have multiple ranked wins, right? They beat Oklahoma, who just beat Tennessee, right? They're going to be a team that's going to flirt around that top 10 area probably once the new rankings come out. They beat a top 10 team at the time at Vanderbilt. If they beat Georgia at Georgia, that's going to be a top 5 team in the country that they beat. And if they beat Texas A&M, that's another top 5 team in the country. They'll have like maybe the best resume in the entire country when it comes to quality of wins. Like, even when you go back to Texas last year, they might have more wins, Texas this year, against ranked opponents than they had last year. And they were a better team last year than they were this year. They have a chance. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think there's many teams in the country, Maybe Ohio State's the only team that I think could beat Georgia in Georgia and then beat Texas A&M. But again, if Texas does it, there's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. They're probably going to be flirting with 15, 14, somewhere around there in the rankings. I mean, they probably deserve to be ahead of Oklahoma, if you ask me, because they beat Oklahoma. So if Oklahoma is flirting with that top 10, Texas needs to be flirting with that top 10. And if they beat Georgia and they beat Texas A&M, there's no doubt, there's no question about it, they're making the college football playoffs. And I just, this isn't the most talented roster in the SEC. It's not. There's flaws with this roster, and I think those flaws are going to be present when they play Georgia and Texas A&M, because I think they're going to lose both of those games. If you ask me, I think they're losing both of those games. But the fact that they were able to beat Vanderbilt, that is such a huge win for them. That even, let's just say they don't beat Georgia or Texas A&M. They go into next season with wins over ranked opponents like Oklahoma and Vanderbilt. Going into next season, they have a quarterback who will be there next year. They have multiple players that are impact players, that are important players for their football team that are going to be there next year. You now have something to build on. And to go back to this, right? When I look at the SEC, I mean, going into next season, is Arch Manning not a top 3 quarterback in the SEC going into next season? Not this year. He's not a top 3 quarterback in the SEC this year. But I mean, what quarterback are you definitively taking over him in the SEC that's going to be playing in the SEC next year? Marcel Reed? That's it. That's the only quarterback I'm definitively taking over him. I mean, that's a discussion that I think we have to talk about. And maybe that's more of a discussion of, hey, there's so many good quarterbacks that are going to be leaving the SEC. And there's going to be, freshmen that are on certain rosters that move up, or sophomores that move up to become starters. But I mean, the 2 quarterbacks that are going to have the most experience, Marcel Reed and Arch Manning. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. So, I mean, again, he has to continue to stack these games together. But man, if you're Texas, you got to be feeling really good. For this moment, for right now, for October 2nd, did you feel like after that Florida loss, because I didn't feel like this, after Texas fans, I want you to answer this question. After you guys lost to Florida, did you think there was a possibility that you would be in the position that you're in right now, where you have the potential to make the college football playoffs? If I told you beat Oklahoma, I know you guys would love that, and you beat Vanderbilt, and all you have to do is beat Georgia and Texas A&M, while they are tall tasks. If I told you just have to win these 2 games and you're in the college football playoffs after you lost to Florida and you were a 2-loss team, I mean, you would have to feel good about that, right? So, I mean, look, good stuff from Texas. And I'm just really starting to like this underdog persona that Texas is taking on. Impressive stuff, man.